Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King, and this week is a very special program. If you're a regular viewer of the show, you might have noticed that we've been talking about the upcoming United Nationalities of Marbella Now Summit, a get-together to discuss local issues as a community. Well, today's the day, and how fortunate that we'll have the cameras with us to record what's going on. I have no idea myself what is going to happen or how the events will take place during the day, but we've got a great bunch of people here. It's really nice to see there has been such a great reception to the idea, and a big thank you above all to the Laude School in San Pedro, who has allowed us to host our event here. So above all, we're very grateful to them. And this afternoon we will be welcoming Michael Tellinger from South Africa. He's included Marbella on his European tour. We'll be talking about his ancient origin discoveries. He's written 4 books on the subject, and he's also talking about Ubuntu, the philosophy of contributionism, which is what we're trying to achieve here today. So let's start with Marbella Now this week and see where it takes us.
To where angels lay, but as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You know it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you all for coming to the first United Nationalities of Marbella Now Summit. It sounds really official, but it's not. It's actually just a sum it up. For a year and a half, I've had the pleasure of meeting some of the most beautiful, international, intelligent people through the Mi Marbella Radio and Marbella Now TV shows, which are an incentive to try and get us to get a better communication between the 137 different nationalities that make up Marbella, along 27 kilometers of coastline, and that isn't easy. Over the years, we've managed to make our own little sections and communities, and nowadays we even have our own butchers and plumbers and bakers and restaurants, so we don't have anything, we don't miss anything. But one thing maybe that we could do better is a community spirit, because we live in Spain, and a lot of us, I think, actually forget that we live in Spain because we do have so many home comforts now that we just think the sunshine and everything's great, and we don't take much interest in the town hall. So seeing over the last year and a half that people actually do take an interest in Spain and they would like to be more involved, and to see that a lot of people have great ideas and then need to get more communication how to make those work. People do care that Marbella is successful as an all-year-round tourist destination. We do care about our environment, and so there is a lot of common ground, apart from the fact that we all love living in Marbella, which is the one thing that obviously unites us. I thought that I do live a bit in La La Land, and which helps, it's got me this far. I kind of thought we had achieved a mini world peace because we live 137 nationalities in harmony. I actually think that when Michelle Eusden of Euro Weekly News corrected me and said that perhaps we'd achieved a mini world tolerance, that was actually more correct, because we don't have to get on and we don't have to interact. It's just nicer if we do. And some things I think we could do better if we do. And now we're going to welcome Alejandro, who's going to, with Georgina, to do a little workshop.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. You dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way.
of us are fortunate to live some of the lives that we all live and we all lead. I've been doing charity work for many years in England for injured soldiers, army, people ex-army who have been traumatized either mentally or physically. So I'm very experienced in charity events and what we can do to help the needy and the poor. I think we need to call this community care. I'm sure everybody knows somebody within their community where they're living who is, for want of a better word, poor, needs something to eat. Maybe it's an elderly person who used to be extremely active, but now, due to their age or various illnesses, can't get out like they used to get out. So, you know, it takes like 30 minutes of somebody's time, if you drive, to knock on their door and just say, would you like me to get your shopping this week? Or is there anything you need? Do you have enough food? But we have to do it very carefully because most older people, the older generation, they have a lot of pride. They have a hell of a lot of pride. So they don't actually like taking charity. So I have always found that the easiest way to do it is to just do it.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted, you've been out of shape, and you feel like you've missed it. Dropped out the race, and as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go.
Buenos días a todos. Gracias, Nicole, por la invitación. Soy el delegado de Participación Ciudadana de la Comisaría de Policía de Marbella. Para la policía es muy importante la comunidad extranjera ubicada en el término municipal y existe colaboración con esta comunidad. Para nosotros es muy importante la seguridad. La seguridad en Marbella es buena, es alta, hay buena seguridad. Por lo tanto, la problemática delincuencial de la zona de extranjeros pues es buena en cuanto a que las estadísticas nos dicen que hay pocos robos o pocos hurtos o delitos en general. La comisaría de Marbella, tenemos comisaría en Marbella y en San Pedro de Alcántara, para que lo sepáis, para formular las denuncias.
The police officers say that actually Marbella is very safe. They take the safety of the city very seriously, and fortunately the statistics show that we do live in a very safe environment. He also said that the international community is very important to them, and communication is fundamental, but they are here, and there's a police station in Marbella and also another one in San Pedro.
Gracias. Policía Nacional tiene un plan a nivel nacional para los extranjeros, que es una oficina para recibir las pequeñas denuncias de hurtos, de robos, denominada SATE, Servicio Atención Turista Extranjero. Está ubicada en los bajos del Ayuntamiento de Marbella.
What he's saying is that to make things easier as well, they have small offices for the police in the ground floor of the town hall in Marbella. These are oficinas SATE, no? Which is these satellite offices to make it even easier. If you lose a passport, if you've had someone stolen something from you, then you want to go make a denuncia, you can actually go to the town hall. You don't have to go to one of the police stations. And these are the incentives that the police are doing to make it easier for everyone and quicker to get your problems resolved. And also, for example, if you have your card stolen, your tickets, you can, they could do communication with the consulates and the different people that you would need in order to cancel your cards or to get your passport renewed. They will help you make all those connections. So it is a very helpful service that a lot of us don't know is there, because we have this tendency, this isn't what he said, but we do have a tendency to talk to our friends. And if we're in different groups, we talk to the people within our own groups. So we really need to remember there's a town hall, that there is a police force, because otherwise we're just all going around in circles.
Que es muy importante para la Policía Nacional la prevención de los delitos. Lo más importante es prevenirlo, que no ocurran. Por lo tanto, la policía tiene efectivos en distintas áreas de la localidad, puntualmente en distintos lugares, donde se previenen los delitos. Bien con la vigilancia a través de los vehículos policiales, bien a través de los controles que solemos hacer y que a veces los ciudadanos no lo entienden y se molestan a veces, pero tenemos que hacerlo.
No nos moleste, no se asusta.
No. Bueno, pero lo hacemos para prevenir los delitos.
What the officer is saying is that the prevention is obviously the most important thing. And in order to prevent bad things happening, they are very watchful on our community, and that obviously includes controls and stopping people. And so Francisco said that this obviously can be bothersome. I kind of think that more than bothersome, it actually is kind of scary because we're not used to it. So can I just hands up those who think it's bothersome and those who think it's scary? Ok, la primera pregunta los que les molesta y los que les asusta son los segundos. No estamos acostumbrados. In our country we don't have that. Just for you to realize, we have one road that goes from Africa, Gibraltar to Madrid. So whatever is moving on those roads, that means there's a lot of obviously of drug trafficking goes on in any country. And if you think we are, our little la land of Marbella is slap bang in the middle of this route. So obviously lots of empty houses give people places to hide out and hide things, which is why they go to the urbanizations and why on the roads, because there are people that really did, not just us. So to be a little bit more patient, un poco más de paciencia in that respect.
En áreas de la prevención, también muy importante las denuncias que pongáis de los hechos que vosotros conozcáis. Es decir, si comete un delito hacia vosotros, es muy importante interponer la denuncia para que la policía tenga conocimiento. No es competencia de Policía Nacional el ruido, es competencia de Policía Local, es una ordenanza municipal, por lo tanto el ruido es competencia de Policía Local. De estas reuniones que mantenemos con los vecinos, las mantenemos en áreas de las Chapas, Nueva Andalucía, San Pedro, Guadalmina, Marbella. En estas reuniones que la Policía Nacional mantiene con los vecinos, para poder dar respuesta completa a todas las preguntas, incluida la del ruido, intentamos ir a estas reuniones con los vecinos, Policía Nacional, Policía Local y Ayuntamiento. Es decir, con estas tres áreas podemos darle respuesta a todas las preguntas y quejas que puedan tener los vecinos. Por lo tanto, sería interesante mantener estas reuniones también con un colectivo de extranjeros.
What they're saying is that they already do have meetings in Las Chapas, San Pedro, Nueva Andalucía, Marbella, with the different neighbour associations to discuss, for example, if there's problems with the noise. The problem is we're not included, we haven't included ourselves in those, and obviously the language is a barrier. So the officer is going to work out how we can make these meetings so that Paul can come, and any of you who have things going on in your area that you think is something that the people's police needs to know about and to do something about. Muchísimas gracias.
Muy bien.
Thank you. We've just stopped for lunch, and I'm very happy to have a few moments to chat with Remedios Lopez, who is the director of the Laude School. First of all, Remedios, thank you for letting us host our event here this morning.
Oh no, it's me who needs to say thank you. When you came to me with the idea of an international event, I felt so identified because we have an international community in the school. We have 52 nationalities among our families. And it's true that people need connections, people need to get together, share ideas, and find a way to solve situations and help each other. And that's, I think, the aim of the event.
Well, you solved a situation for me because we chose the 5th of April because Michael Tellinger was coming from South Africa and it made a good date to fit them together. But we couldn't get a venue. And Remedios resolved that, but not just giving the gym in the school, but the caretakers setting up all the tables and chairs, making the lunch, registering everyone in because obviously it's a school and you need to have your securities.
Yeah, it's school hours. We are trying to have a normal day. Our students, our teachers, the exams, so everything needs to be as a normal day, and at the same time we have this special event. So we are trying to do our best, and I think it's going really well at the moment.
Well, I'm really it's working out better than I expected. Everyone seems very happy. And it was nice to have with us someone who you know quite well, and that's the Officer Francisco Reith from the Citizens Participation of the People, basically police force here in Marbella. He comes frequently to the school to talk to the students about safety and other aspects of living in a multinational community.
Yeah, we have an agreement or some collaboration with the police, with the national police. And Francisco, with some other colleagues, he visits the schools every term to talk to the students and parents about different important issues like the use of mass media, the use of the internet, the risk, drugs, alcohol, and bullying. So important situations in our society. And our students are very familiar to him, and he's always welcome. And today he was here as another representative to support this event from the police, and I think that's very important as well.
Running a school can't be easy, but in modern days with the internet, bullying in the old days was a problem.
Yeah.
Having the internet and the anonymity of being able to attack anyone, how do you focus this as a school?
We inform our students constantly. Of course, mobile phones are forbidden during school hours, but the problem is when they leave school, they have the freedom to use the mobile phones, to use internet, and that gives them many problems. So information is very important. We have also the anti-bullying project, and they work during a number of weeks with the tutors, with our welfare officer, to prevent situations. So I think information is the most important. If they have the information, if they know the risk, they decide what to do, especially because they spend hours, our teenagers, they spend hours by themselves, and they need to know how to use those resources.
Remedios, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for coming here today and for this opportunity.
Well, may it be many more. We've had a great morning. Let's see how the afternoon pans out. I have to say a big thank you, of course, to, well, everyone, but Georgina, what would I have done without you? How do you think it went this morning?
I think it was great, actually. I really liked all the ideas that everybody was having. Really interesting, very engaging, lots of different points of view, which I thought was really great. And we've got 4 great sheets of paper that we can action for later.
Yeah, Ian Blackwell from Essential actually said that he got quite a few points that he found were interesting. I think now will be a challenge to actually summarise everything. What we didn't get is are we living in world peace or world tolerance? We put up with each other. We have mutual respect. Do you think that's exportable, that we're going to be able to do something with that?
I don't know. I would love to say yes. But it is. We are in a unique enclave of nationalities under the Spanish sun. I think we have something special. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to take it away. Let's try. Let's try though.
Marina, how did you find it? Thank you very much for coming. And Juan?
He kind of doesn't really get much choice. It's just kind of, tag along. It was brilliant. It was fantastic. No less than expected of you as the organizer, of course, our leader. Georgina was fantastic as always, really as MC, really had us all in order, had us give back the microphone. And it's great that all the record is kept of all the ideas, because a lot of things were going on. And in terms of exporting our model, I was thinking about when you asked that question, I think one of the things why it works is because everybody comes here already knowing what they come into, because Marbella is one of the top things it's most known for is all the nationalities. So I think people who don't want to mix cultures, don't want to be around other types of religions, nationalities, colors, whatever, wouldn't come here in the first place. So I think it's the premise, it's the basic premise. And I think, I don't know another place in the world, maybe New York, that has quite the same intensity in terms of multinationality.
You're a smart one, you are. And Christina, secondly, you suggested when I said you were going to do the get-together, you said, oh, but we need to talk about Marbella, 12 months of a year tourist destination. What do you think we can do to, because Marbella's already great, obviously, otherwise we wouldn't all be here, but what do you think we can add to what we're doing?
I think more marketing, not just from us individuals, but also I think that the town halls are aware that they have to do marketing, the tourist office is aware, and I think they're doing, but I think it needs much, much more. And to promote the golf, we have the best golf opportunity in the world here. But there are golfers that come, but I think 3 times as many golfers could come because it's really, we have the best climate for it, and we have the most golf courses to choose from. You have the very top like Valderrama or Las Brisas, or a lot of them are very good, and you have the others that are more, let's say, under a more average golf courses that are also very good to play in, because at the end you want to get out and do different ones. You don't always want to do the same ones. You've got La Sagaleta as well, so we are in the top even there. There isn't another place in the world where within such a short distance you have 3 of the world's best golf courses. So I think that should be promoted more. Just the outdoor life that we can do here in every sense. The schools, I think that we have the best schools. Laude is a typical example, but there are so many good international schools. And so the people are aware that they no longer need to send kids to the States. They can send them here, or they no longer need to send them to Britain. I think all these things we offer. I think on the medical side it's also getting more and more and higher level all the time. So these are 3 new lines that should be more strong in marketing.
What would we do without Christina Seckley? That's why she's been here for over 30 years and will always be here, because when you care about a place, it shows. Thank you, Christina.
I love it, so of course it shows.
Yeah, and your love is contagious. We're all infected with the love of Marbella.
I love every part of it that Marbella offers, and I think it really offers so much opportunities for every age group as well.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to go over now and have a quick chat with this other Marina, another face that you might have remember from when we started to do a little bit of news and found that the Marbella is really not interested much in the news. But you had a great idea, because we do have exhibitions coming. We have a great exhibition centre, but you think we could actually do a bit more on that side to bring in more tourism?
I think the current exhibition center is not big enough. I think we need to attract investments to increase the size of the exhibition center, because then there is absolutely no reason why we couldn't be the next Saint-Tropez, next Nizza, where they continuously attracting international events.
Very lucky to be chatting now with Tom Jennings and Jenna, our Irish contingency, our little donation here at the event. Tom, if you don't know, runs the Golfer Sports Bar in Marbella, and coming up to celebrating your first year. Congratulations.
It's amazing how quickly it's flown by. We opened last year on the 10th of August, so this year, the 9th, we're having the anniversary party. So everybody's welcome to come along on Saturday night and enjoy the night.
Well, we certainly will be there. I just have to say that Jenna and Tom, well, particularly Tom, organises the St. Patrick's festivities, and it didn't stop raining. That was a real shame.
Well, it didn't dampen people's spirits. They still came out and enjoyed the day. Obviously a little sheltered for a while, but the sun came out and everyone was happy.
That's a nice thing, because we actually, at least my feeling when I think of the Irish, I always think of jolliness and happiness. And you were explaining on the show a couple of weeks ago, Jenna, about that great family connection. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, especially for the St. Patrick's Day, you saw the kids even there still bouncing around in the rain, because obviously in Ireland it doesn't stop raining anyway, so it didn't affect us or our moods or the children having fun. So no, it was a great turnout. Really enjoyed it.
It's funny, we have those advantages growing up in countries that do rain. We don't stop anything. And yet countries aren't used to rain. Even the traffic seems to slow down and stop. So remind us, when are we coming to celebrate? Well, we'll come before, but we definitely have to be to celebrate the year on
This Saturday the 9th.
Wow, okay, there you go. And there will be Tom Jennings of The Golfer and the lovely Jenna.
Thank you.
By the way, how did you enjoy the event this morning?
It was fantastic. more things like this needs to be done in Marbella and really act on it. It's like we talked before about the activities groups. People actually come out and enjoy the region we live in and what Marbella is all about. It's a very good thing you've put together here.
Well, thank you very much. Yvonne Scott writes for The Sur in English, and you have written 2 amazing articles, one on our United Nationalities of Marbella Get Together, and then a fabulous piece on Michael Tellinger. So first of all, thank you, Yvonne.
My pleasure.
How have you found the morning?
Found the morning incredibly interesting and nice to see that there actually are people of different nationalities that care and are willing to do something.
What did you find the most interesting, and what do you think we have the most work left to do on?
I think, if I was really honest, the biggest job for me is the integration of all of the different threads that have arisen through discussions this morning. And as you yourself actually mentioned, the town hall is to me quite intrinsic in helping to draw all those different threads together.
Well, as I say, a lot of us have difficulties because of the language, and that makes us maybe a bit more reticent when, if we actually want to be understood. People tend to understand when there's a good intention there.
Yeah, they do. But it's how you try that makes all the difference. And, if you don't succeed at first, I think there's another way to come and attack something, another way to come round at something, and nobody should just give up.
Exactly. Where there is a will, there certainly is a way. Well, Yvonne, thank you again so much for helping us promote the event, help us getting it together. And we're not going to let you go because we've got a lot to do. We've seen that there is goodwill, and now see if we can put some of those incentives into practice.
Absolutely. And I'm one of those. I'll actually stick my hand up. I'm happy to get involved in something.
Wonderful. Which was a category that you feel that you're most inclined to support?
I could see a couple of opportunities where there's integration, if you like, across different categories, where a common goal can be achieved through 3 or 4 different mediums, and that kind of intrigued me in looking at Marbella as a tourist destination year-round, but also looking at how the charities and others can benefit as a result of any initiatives you employ on those objectives.
Quite interesting how really all the different categories actually did overlap quite a lot.
Yeah, and that there is, even within the international community, a degree of fragmentation that aside from looking at Spanish, English, how do you bring different nations together, is within the nations themselves. So for me, I think a lot of talk this morning of we need to communicate is okay, let's talk is cheap, as you know, let's see action follow.
Yeah, and one of the things that we didn't actually go into detail about was the fact that we do, and it's a fact, live in harmony. 137 nationalities in our 27 kilometres. I think that's going to take a bit longer to analyse to see how that works. What do you think is our secret, how it works? Is it because we ignore each other? Because we don't all integrate that much?
No, we don't, but I think it's ridiculous to say, but the climate that we live in makes a difference. I think tolerance and everything else becomes a lot more simple when it doesn't rain every day, and people are out and about. It's quite a social kind of environment on its own, so it's just lighting a fire underneath it, isn't it?
Yeah, so the sunshine definitely helps. Yvonne, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Terry Shaughnessy is more than a familiar face, a very familiar face and voice on Marbella Now. Writer and performer of Hey Hey, It's a Brand New Day, and which is exceedingly popular, by the way.
Thank you very much, that's good to know.
Yeah, we're going to have to work out how to actually download it for our ringtone for our phones, because a lot of people have asked to be able to have it as their ringtone.
Okay, that's not my area of expertise.
I know, and it's not mine either, so we have to find that person who can tell us how to do that, because a lot of people have asked for it. You've moved over to Marbella, well, to the Costa del Sol full time.
Yes.
How's it starting off?
Yeah, really good. Playing a few gigs on the coast, obviously still playing with the Universal in the UK and across Europe. Yeah, all's good, all's good.
Yeah, well, have you got any gigs lined up? You've been going to Gibraltar quite frequently lately.
Yeah, I did the BBC show on Gibraltar sessions, and I've got a couple of gigs in Jesse's Bar in La Cala, like a residency, playing my own music, which is great, and a few others along the coast, some gigs coming up in the UK and some festivals throughout Europe throughout the summer.
Fabulous. So you've just arrived and you're already getting yourself moving. You learned any Spanish yet?
Poco, aprendiendo. estoy aprendiendo.
Well, that's more than some people can say. They've lived here for 30 years. So good luck
That's
to
all
you.
I know, though.
Well, Terry's going to be playing some songs for us, and we will be recording that, and also, of course, playing Hey Hey, It's a Brand New Day. So, watch this space. Thanks, Terry.
No problem, thank you.
When we recorded our program from the Kunsthaus Berlin Gallery, we were so honored to meet Antonella and Anna, who sing a fabulous song called Marbella Nights, which was written, I think, by your husband. It was a big hit in the States and Billboard, and then they've adapted it for our Marbella locality to make it pertinent. So Antonella and Anna, thank you so much for joining us on our United Nationalities Day. How did you find the morning?
Yes, perfect. Everything great. I'm glad you make this kind of events because it's really important to Spanish people. Also, we can meet with all the nationalities here and also to enjoy, to share all the ideas and to make a more better place, Marbella, because it's a beautiful place and we can be together and connect.
You had a fabulous idea, which is to make a music festival in Marbella. That was a very well received idea.
Yes, for sure, because it's the idea that normally the people English they together, Spanish they are together. But if we make a big festival with all the nationalities, with all the kind of important people, or from Sweden or English or German, they singing in there. Could be really good because we meet together there. I can be friends.
Exactly, and as you said, music covers all languages. Anyway, we don't have much time, but I would like a little rendition of our Marbella Nights from you two for our cameras. Can you do a little a cappella Marbella Nights?
Yes, of course. The nights in Marbella are magic. The music that you feel so excited, and the love is in the air. Marbella Nights, Marbella Nights. Woo!
Bravo!
Thank you.
Thank you so much, girls. Thank you so much. The nice thing is there's a lot of familiar faces that have joined us at the United Nationalities meeting today, but even nicer still is meeting new people. Hello, who are you?
Hi, my name is Tanya.
And how did you find about our event today?
In the health food store. I saw the pamphlet.
And you came principally from Michael Tellinger, but how have you found our morning session? Thank you for joining as well for that.
No, I was actually also interested in the morning section to find out what's happening and possibly what can be done.
Do you live here? Have you lived here for a long time?
I've lived here for over 10 years, but I was in Madrid before, so I've been in Spain for over 20 years.
So, like me, having come from Madrid, you can appreciate that the tourists here have a lot of special things done for them that they don't appreciate, because if they lived in Madrid like us, you just have to get on with it and fit in.
Yeah, you kind of get mixed in, and there's so many Spaniards that you're a foreigner in Madrid and you just fit in very well, you become one of them almost. But here there's a predominant amount of foreigners living in this area. So multicultural, and that's what makes it so beautiful.
It does, it's very nice, but as Patrick was saying before, it's actually maybe easier in Madrid because integration, there is no integration, you just get on with it. And yet here we have the options of getting involved in the Spanish way of life or not. So do you speak Spanish?
I do.
Obviously coming from Madrid, you really have to. What do you do here on the coast?
I work as a tour director. I'm in travel.
Wow, lots of fun. So you help bring people to Marbella?
Well, not really to Marbella, to Spain and Portugal. I do tours around Spain and Portugal.
Fabulous. So we'll definitely have to get more together with you, Tanya, to know more about that. And thank you for coming as well. Who are you?
I'm Margita.
Margita, where are you from originally?
America, but I'm a dual citizen now of Latvia.
Latvia and America?
Yes, my parents immigrated from Latvia, and so I was given an opportunity several years ago to apply for citizenship there, which I thought would be a great advantage. They're part of the EU, so I have an EU passport and can travel fairly easily now.
And how long have you been on the coast?
2 months. I live in Frigiliana, over on the east side of Malaga.
Ah, you're the lady who's come specifically for Michael Tellinger.
Well, that's how I found out about this event. Was I went onto his website and discovered he was coming here, and my first reaction was, wait a minute, Marbella is, known for all the money and the glitz and the glamour. And I said, Michael Tellinger and Ubuntu is all about eliminating money. And I said, I've got to experience this event and see what is going to happen.
The nice thing is that we are so mixed in Marbella, not just the nationalities, but there's something for all tastes, all pockets, and even people who live well. I think there are things we can learn about how to be more contributional, perhaps?
If you could bottle anything, there are two major emotions, fear and love. And if you're in fear, it's all about the money and competition. And if you're in the love, it's all about contribution and cooperation. And that was my 2 cents. So bottle the love.
As expats living in Marbella, we're very lucky to be able to count on all the comforts of home. In fact, we tend to look to home when there's anything important that needs resolving. But when it comes to car insurance and you're driving in Spain, perhaps you're better served to look towards a reputable Spanish company like Línea Directa, because that way you know you're covered according to the local legal Spanish laws at the same time as they're catering to our specific expat needs. Now, as a Spanish company, this means they have a fleet of tow trucks, specialised garages to take the car, mechanics, hotels, lawyers, everything to make sure you're covered when you need it most. All documentation is in English, their website is in English, all phone calls and communication is in English, so they speak your language and understand as well all our needs. To rest assured that you truly are insured when you need it most, why don't you contact Línea Directa, either on their website from www.lineadirecta.com or by ringing 952 14 78 34. That's 952 14 78 34.
Hi, good evening and welcome to the Laude School here in San Pedro. We are at the United Nationalities of Marbella Now conference and everybody's taking lunch, having a chat and going over everything we've gone on about in the morning session. It's been a fascinating time and I thought I'd use this opportunity just to sort of bring together a few of the things that we've spoken about both on the TV, the radio and now. Integration is a hugely important thing. We've just been talking about it, and when you move to Spain, it's vitally important that you become a part of the community. You'll have heard me talk about residencia. Now, residencia is when you move to Spain, you get a NIE, that's your foreigner's identification number, and that makes you official in Spain. It's very useful for being able to find work, it's very useful for signing up for things, you can get your bank account with it. And this number is vitally important, not just for working, but obviously for paying tax in the country. The next thing we hear about a lot is the padrón. And in fact, the Ayuntamiento Marbella have brought a little leaflet out on the padrón today. If you remember, the padrón is like the census in Spain. Every single town hall has a list of all the people that live in the town. And with that list, It can show how many people are living there, and obviously that it needs more services or more money. Throughout Spain, municipalities are awarded money on how many people are living there, and the taxes are calculated on that, the emergency services are calculated on that. So when you get a town like Marbella or some of the towns down the costa where many people move and perhaps don't sign on to the padrón at the town hall for whatever reason they might have, you're actually putting yourself at a disadvantage. Nicole just used the perfect example of people that live in a block of flats and haven't signed up with the town hall and then wonder why there's not enough bins at the bottom of the block of flats to put all the rubbish away, and it gets untidy and dirty at the bottom of the block of flats. Well, the simple reason behind that is signing up to this census, the padrón, telling the town hall that you live in your address, they know where to find you, and then they can get a huge amount of benefits from it. Signing up for the padrón is also really helpful for you sending your kids to school. It's really helpful for voting in the regional and local elections. And not lots of people know that, but you can, if you are a resident here, vote in the European elections and the local elections, which means that you have your voice for democracy. Moving on, and it's something else we've spoken about, the hoja de reclamación, the complaints form or complaints book that every shop, bar, hotel, restaurant, establishment has with it. The first time we spoke about it about 6 months ago, it was a young lady who'd been in to buy a cat, and that cat in a shop, and that cat had come out with all kinds of problems, it wasn't as described, and she didn't quite know what to do. Well, as I say, all of these shops have a hoja de reclamaciones, and you can go in and you can fill out this hoja, this complaints form, and say exactly what's happened. You can say, I went into a shop, I bought a product, the product was faulty, and I'm very annoyed about this. A copy will then go to the shop, a copy will go to the town hall, and you'll keep a copy. And what it means is that your complaint is then registered against that shop. If you're the only person that goes into the shop that day and has that problem, well, it'll be dealt with. But if you're not, and lots of other people are having that problem as well, it will be seriously dealt with and seriously looked at, because someone at the Ayuntamiento is going to have a big pile of complaints forms against one person. So they're going to go and take a look into it. And this kind of thing is absolutely vitally important. It's democracy, it's social policy. It's basically standing up saying this is the problem, hoping other people are reporting the problem as well. And that's the way to get things done. It's really that simple. So next week we're going to be talking about paying tax, because it's that time of the year again, using the padre system, all of this kind of stuff. But again, if you're a resident in Spain, signing on for your padrón, having residencia, paying your taxes, and making complaints about things that you're not happy with, are part of your very, very important part of your job as a citizen down here. And hopefully this afternoon we're going to listen to some great speeches by Michael Tellinger and have some further talks on really how to get together as Marbella and sort out these problems. But if you've got the basics right, you'll be okay. Look forward to speaking to you next week.
Hi, how exciting to be presenting this week's What's On from the Laude International College here in San Pedro for the very first United Nationalities of Marbella Now Summit. So it's been great so far, and I'm sure you'll see a lot about it throughout the show. Anyway, now to tell you what's going on over the weekend and the next week. The Living Well exhibition, of course, is a big exhibition that is taking place on Saturday and Sunday in the Hotel Puente Romano. Now, this is everything to do with living in Marbella. Discounts on health products, organic products, cosmetics, fashion shows, property, along with the UK celebrity doctor Hilary Jones, that you'll all probably remember from the This Morning programme. Relationship therapist Louise van der Velde and Callum Best, no less, among a few others, all of whom will be speaking at this year's event. Now, entrance is free for children and it is €10 for adults if you haven't already taken advantage of the free registration. Now, the next thing I have for you is Fun Fly Indoor, and this is on Sunday at 10 o'clock. This is at the Polideportivo Belo Horizonte. Now, this is in Marbella. Just in case you don't know, it's just past the Bajadillo port, which is the fishing port in Marbella, on the mountainside as opposed to the coast side, more or less opposite Funny Beach to the back there. So this is a model aircraft event. Now, there are many, many different clubs from all over Andalusia taking part in this, and you'll see lots of things with watching limboing planes, flying round balloons, precision landing, obstacle courses and all sorts. It's a great day out for enthusiasts as well as non-enthusiasts, for all ages, children as well. So, Salon Varieties are presenting Are You Being Served? A hilarious comedy written for the stage by the actual TV writers of the TV series that you'll all remember in England. This is running from the 8th to the 13th of April, nightly at 8 o'clock and on Sunday at 7 o'clock. Now, there's an informative talk in English on the 12th of April being held at the Andalusia Lab. That's El Rosario area. Now, this includes a welcome and presentation from Oti Garcia, our very own manager of the International Residents Association here in Marbella. The talk will be about administrative procedures, all those difficult things you find difficult to know where to go, what paperwork to take, how to complete forms. So it will be very, very useful, and it is totally in English. There will also be a question and answer period after the main talk for about 30 minutes. So the talk is free, but pre-registration is required because, of course, when all the seats are filled, it's full. So you have to get in as quickly as you can. Now, the charity run on Friday the 15th from the terraces of the Puerto Deportivo here in Marbella, above the marina, is arranged by the Marbella Lions Club. It's actually the Leo division, which is the young division of the Lions Club. Funds raised will all go to the Spanish Commission for the Assistance and Benefit of Refugees. So this is a very good cause, and the runners do need your support, so pop along and see them. They start at 10:30 in the morning. Now, just telling you about something that is coming up next week on Friday, Saturday and Sunday is the International Folklore Festival. Now, this was a marvellous festival last year. Don't miss it this year if you have the opportunity. On Friday at 7 o'clock, you have the opening ceremony. Again, everything will be held on the terraces of the Puerto Deportivo here in Marbella. Saturday, the folk dancing starts from 12 o'clock. And these will be different groups, all from different parts of the world, from Europe as well as across the globe, all dancing in their national costumes. It's great fun, and it's really interesting to see all the different interpretations of dance and singing involved there. At 6 o'clock on the Saturday is the Grand Parade. Now, all the dancers will be dressed in their actual costumes from all their different countries, and they will come down from the back of the old town, from the El Trapiche area, and they will come down Calle Paral into where Cafeteria Marbella is, down that road towards the Paseo, along the Paseo, and eventually finishing at the Puerto Deportivo terraces again. Then the dancing will continue from 7 o'clock onwards, and of course it will start all over again at 12 o'clock on Sunday. Nelly G's in Estepona is holding a charity spring fair on Friday the 15th from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock in support of the Last Chance Dog Rescue Charity, as well as the orphanage in Malaga. Now, enjoy great stalls with all the normal gifts, jewellery and other things there for you to enjoy, as well as wonderful food from Nelly G's. All good for two good causes. And the last thing I have for you is Paco Arroyo is in concert on Friday the 15th at 9 o'clock. And this is at the Palacio de Congresos in Marbella. Now, tickets are €12. Paco is known from the first edition of the hit show La Voz, which of course is The Voice in English, and is presenting his new album, My Idols. This is a tribute to all great soloists of the past and present. So it should be a good concert. Anyway, that's all for you this week. A nice varied choice for you again, I hope you agree. And if you need to know any more about these events or many, many more, check out the website marbellaazul.com and have a fabulous weekend.
You may have seen him on Gaia, you may have seen him on YouTube, but if not, you are meeting him now. The one and only Michael Tellinger has come from South Africa, included Marbella on his European tour, and is with us right now in the Laude School. Michael, thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Well, thank you, Nicole. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be in this beautiful part of the world.
You were greeted with torrential rain yesterday, but you said that's a good thing. You've been bringing rain all around your tour to places that actually been needing it.
Exactly, and I believe that this place also needs rain, so here comes the rain, and blessed be the earth, yes.
It was actually very nice because although it was raining when Michael arrived yesterday, we went to the beach and we had some paella and some gambas pilpul and some typical foods.
In the rain.
In the rain. But it was still nice, wasn't it?
It was fantastic. Being in Marbella on the beach in the rain, apparently it doesn't happen that often.
And this is your first trip to Spain?
My very first trip to Spain, and I can't tell you how excited I am.
I think you're a little surprised about in Marbella how everyone's speaking in English.
It is surprising. I'm a little taken aback and trying to practice my Spanish on people wherever I can. I need more opportunity, however.
You're going to be talking to us this afternoon a little bit about the ancient origins and then on the Ubuntu philosophy. Tell us a bit about how you actually got into touring the world, talking about something that obviously is very important and passionate to you.
Well, like many people from early childhood, I wasn't always happy with the answers I was getting from my teachers and educators in the education system, and started questioning things and looking for my own answers. And eventually you grow up, you continue that journey, and at one stage I decided to write a book with all the accumulated knowledge and information, and that was around 2004. By the end of 2005, I'd written a book called Slave Species of God, which has now been translated into several languages and continues to sell around the world. And it really deals with the murky origins of humankind and an alternative theory of who we are, where we come from, and why we are here. And that took me on a journey of discovery that at one stage made me realize that there was a time in human history that money did not exist. And that was a huge trigger point for me. And I started thinking what a world without money would be like. And to my surprise, the more I thought about it, the more solutions I found to the questions that actually came easier and easier, the more I realized that money is nothing more than a slave system imposed on humanity. So I started researching that more and more, and started seeing where the origins of money really can be traced back to, and started to see the science, not just the archaeological, but the physical evidence as well, and the spiritual implications and so forth, and started pulling together the science, the spirituality, the consciousness of it all, and realized that in Africa there is an ancient philosophy called Ubuntu that embraces a world without money, where people live together in united communities. And that really brought the launch of the Ubuntu philosophy brought the Ubuntu philosophy into my life, and the launch of the Ubuntu movement around the world in around 2009.
They say, and it's said, that when you're without money, you are without breath. And I think that's really what you're trying to change, that we still have a right to live even if we don't have money, that between the community, these things should be solved, that each do what we are good at for the good of others and ourselves.
Yeah, well, that's really what this journey of mine has become now. The Ubuntu movement has grown into supporters in every country of the world, and we are starting to spread this philosophy of unity consciousness all over the world, and it's growing exponentially, to my surprise, because I believe it does resonate in people's hearts. It resonates in people's hearts. It's a genetic makeup inside of us, so we recognize it when we hear it. Unity within community, do unto others as you'd like to have done to yourself. All these things we've grown up with, these beautiful statements of unity and abundance, and yet that's not what we face in our lives on a daily basis. So are there solutions for the problems that we face every day? Yes, the answer is yes, and the solutions are very, very simple. But we got to go back and relearn from the ancients what we've forgotten. And that's, I guess, what I'm doing, traveling around the world and spreading it and sharing it, and in the best possible way I can.
So in theory we are advancing a new technology, but that's not necessarily taking us forwards. In some respects it's actually taking us backwards and making us more dependent than we've ever been. Something that you said that struck home with me was that in our schools, do they teach you how to make bread? Can you generate your own electricity? And although our kids are learning good things, it makes a lot of sense that we are maybe not self-sufficient anymore. We don't go to brownies or to the Cub Scouts how we used to, where we learn those basic survival skills, really.
Yeah, well, you're touching on a lot of important points, Nicole, and that's what I do present in the Ubuntu workshops.
I know, I've been listening to your video.
and it's really important for people to start embracing who they are, what this journey is all about, and rediscovering what the journey of humanity is all about. And it becomes a phenomenally exciting journey of discovery. And once you've been able to pinpoint the root of our problems, then it's a lot easier to find the solutions for our problems. So now I'm waffling a little bit, but the Ubuntu movement is really about taking people on a journey of discovery, teaching them about the origins of money and the root and the cause of all our problems. And that then presents us with a very simple path forward with ideas of how to solve our problems. And as I said, it's a lot easier than most people realize.
Well, we're looking forward to hearing you speak, and a lot of people have come a long way. Some have driven from Burgos to be with you, all parts of Spain to be with this afternoon. You will be coming back to Spain again. This is just a first introductory visit.
Oh, absolutely. I've been wanting to come to Spain for a long time because the Ubuntu movement has a lot of members here already. So this is just a visit because you reached out to me and invited me, and it's, until people do that, then it's difficult to go and do these things, especially in non-English speaking countries. You've got to have someone that hosts you, that helps you find your feet and show you around. So thank you for doing that, and I trust that I'll be back in Spain very soon. But at the same time, it's important for us to use this opportunity to establish a strong core movement and management team for the Ubuntu movement here in Spain, and start growing it from that core group. And so far on my trip around Europe, it's been unbelievably successful in Italy and Czech Republic and Austria and Germany, now Spain, and then Ireland and the UK. And
of course you've got a major following back home.
And this is how it grows, exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Can't wait to get started. We're going to go now and listen to Michael do his thing. Michael Tellinger, thank you very much. It's an honour that you've come to visit us in Marbella.
No, thank you. It's due to you.
Well, it just goes to show. I was listening to Michael on YouTube and he's like, oh, this sounds really interesting. And I sent him an email and here he is. So it really sometimes just do it.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Michael.
It's a brand new day. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. All together now. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Once more. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, it's a brand new day.
And on that note, we're going to finish Marbella now for this week. And thank you very much for coming to the United Nationalities of Marbella Now Summit and for joining us from Michael Tellinger. It's been a lot of fun. We will give you information and everything to know what happened on a follow-up with email, on the Facebook and on the website. And as I say, thank you very much for joining us.